Hello, and welcome to the Juneteenth 196 Special Edition. B-HBrilliantMinds Project, Inc. is honored to bring to you invited guests who will share their personal life stories from past to present. B-HBrilliantMinds understand the importance of leaving a legacy that will carry on after we're gone. We know that we have the responsibility in keeping our stories alive, creating opportunities for the voices of our communities to be heard and seen. The Juneteenth 196 special 20 edition will capture the essence of why we are celebrating and honoring the backs and shoulders of our ancestors, who we are standing on. Their faith, resilient, blood, sweat, and tears are the building blocks for the generation to come. We are blowing into the winds of creation as we create and prepare the brilliant minds of the future towards excellence. Thank you, Mr. Darren White, for being with us this evening. Please introduce yourself. Tell me a little bit about your upbringing, your family, and your passion. I know it's a lot in one, but however, you got it.
Well, first I want to say it's an honor and a privilege to be invited to be on your podcast show recording for Juneteenth. So I want to give Miss Howard, much love and kudos to what you're doing for our people and community. No problem. A little bit about me. Well, I'm Eddie and Maxine's son.
That's right.
I am the youngest of 5 children. I have 4 older sisters, and I'm the only boy.
Wow.
I'm one of a kind, one of a kind. And I'm a little
That's
crazy.
right.
I'm a little crazy, but at least I know. I'm halfway sane.
That's right.
I am born and raised in Oakland. My parents were married for 55 years till my mother passed.
Yes.
They're from Shreveport, Louisiana. So I'm a city boy raised with Southern values.
That's right.
And like I say, ex-athlete. I played sports basically my whole life, starting with baseball, football, and played.
What teams?
Oh, okay.
Which teams were you on?
Okay, so I started playing baseball at St. Pascal's, which is a school near where I grew up, around the corner from my house. Then I played for the Oakland Dynamites. Then I played for Skyline, where I won a championship in baseball. I won a championship with the Dynamites. I won a championship at Skyline with the Titans. And I also played 10 years of semi-pro football, where I won the championship as well. And here's my
Hey!
championship.
That's right.
Like I said, my family was I was blessed. This has nothing to do with me. I was blessed and lucky enough to be born to some parents that had some sense.
That's right.
Not everybody has that luxury, and they provided a very good foundation of love, education, pride, and just, it was all built from love. You know? I wouldn't say my parents were very strict, but they instilled in us that, they're the parents, and we're going to respect them regardless. I'm 55. My father's 86, and if he called me right now and said, boy, I said, I'll be like, yes, sir.
That's right. I understand. Same way.
I might grumble a little bit, but I'll be like, all right, what you need me to do? All right, I'll be there in a minute. Give me a minute,
Mm-hmm.
But, like I said, born and raised in East Oakland. My dad is a Mason. So I got a lot of experience with community when I was younger.
Yes.
So a lot, this came from the family.
Mm-hmm.
I left California in '87 to go off to school. Went out to Virginia. My dad worked for the Department of Defense, and we moved to Virginia. And I went out to school, and I ended up at Howard's homecoming, and met this young, smart, beautiful young lady, and I came back with 2 children.
All right now. All right now.
And my whole, life has just been about raising them up right, and I was blessed. They both finished college, and they both have master's degrees. That's my crown jewel of my life, is to making sure my children, me and their mom provided them with every opportunity they could. My oldest daughter graduated from Spelman. She just received her master's, took some time off, just received her master's 2 months ago.
Congratulations.
Thank you. My youngest daughter graduated from American University, and then she completed her master's at Drexel.
All right.
She's a teacher in Philly, and my other daughter works for AT&T in one of the corporate offices in Atlanta.
Okay.
I'm very happy for the way we raised them. I was lucky to have children by a woman that I never had to worry about taking care of my children or anything like that. I mean, it's been great. I never had any, like people say, baby mama drama.
Right.
She never was my baby. She was the mother of my children. So if people start from there and stop calling the mothers of their children baby mamas, they may have a better relationship with the children, the mothers of their children.
Absolutely.
And she was from a similar background, 2-parent household, all that type of stuff. So it worked out. It worked out well. We got our daughters on the right path.
That's good.
And right now, I've been in the field working with our community for over 25 years. I'm a former deputy director and acting ED of McCullum Youth Court and Center for Youth Court. Yes, and then I went from there. I went to do some consulting, Oakland Army Base project for a while. Then I came back into nonprofit, and where we were colleagues at the Mentoring Center.
Right.
Certified life coach there. Now I'm an executive director of my own nonprofit called Realize Potential. I do a lot of work around anti-human trafficking, anger management, restorative justice, and I'm also now the community impact leader and community coordinator for the My Brother's Keeper Alliance through the Obama Foundation, now run through the back at the Mentoring Center. So, and I do some side consulting as well, and that's pretty much, me in a nutshell. I already mentioned that I was halfway crazy.
Well, I think everybody experiencing that, so you ain't by yourself.
Right. Well, I should say halfway sane. They're the ones who use the term crazy.
That's right. Well, as you were saying that we were colleagues at the Mentoring Center, and every time working with you and being in your presence, I felt as though that's the king. That's a king that's taking care of business. And I just want to take my hat off to you, always taking care of business in my presence. And I'm gonna always lift our people up and our Black men especially. So, to me, that is my responsibility and that's my duty. And I own it and I'm all right with it. I love it. I'm so grateful and thankful that I'm an African-American woman. And as far as my African-American kings, they to me are, hey, they the kings, and I just want to say thank you for all that you do. And you keep it real and keep it lit,
There we go. Okay, we're back now. I'm back now. Oh,
no,
I want to mention one more thing. I forgot. I want to get a couple of things in here about what I'm doing for the community. I'm on the executive board of the Oakland NAACP chapter. And get out and vote. Come on, we got to vote. Our lives depend on it. And,
yes, they do.
I'm also on. Okay. Yeah, so I'm on the executive board of the Oakland NAACP chapter, and I'm also the chair of the Criminal Justice Committee, and we have to get out and vote. Please vote, vote, vote. If you have people in the house that are not registered, new 18 and up, or people we got to get them to the polls this year. We have to take care of our business because nobody's coming to save us but us.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and also, and I'm also on the board of the Citizens Police Review Board for BART.
Oh, hey, I used to be on there with Frank. Frank and no, is that the one? Oh, I can't think of the brother's name that started with and I just ran across his name in my phone book the other day. Oh my God. Now who's on there now?
It's a whole new. It started up after the Oscar Grant.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So.
Oh no. That's the. No, I'm thinking of something else. Okay.
Yeah. So I hear all the complaints by the community about police misconduct, and I'm one of the board members that gets to rule on what happens to officers that are not adhering to the proper behavior and standards of BART. So my District 4 is from Coliseum BART.
Go ahead.
Yes. So yes, District 4, Coliseum to BART, and I've been on that board for 6 years, and we hear all the community complaints about misconduct for police officers. So that's just me in a nutshell, stuff I do for the community, and I do a lot of other volunteering, but
Well, tell me a little bit about your passion. Share some information on the things that you're passionate about.
I love the game of football.
Oh, okay.
It instilled discipline, hard work, teamwork, sacrifice. It's the game transfers into life.
Yes,
it does. But the thing is, those were all things that I was taught in my home by my parents.
Mm-hmm.
So it was in my foundation anyway before I even started playing football.
Right.
My passion is, I love my daughters. They are my world. They are everything that's good of me.
Yeah.
That's them, right?
Yeah.
It's them. And I'm just passionate about how they've grown up and still are growing. I have a passion to help people.
Yes.
My professional passion really is to help these young women and men that are being trafficked.
Yeah.
And it's a passion of mine to just, help the community, because it's I feel it's my calling.
Yes.
Because of the way I was raised, the opportunities I had, that if I did not give that back to my community, it would be selfish of me not to pass on the knowledge that my parents and my uncles and my grandparents, even though I didn't know my grandparents very well because they were in Louisiana, but the lessons learned, I cannot hold on to those. It has to be passed down. It has to be given back.
That's right.
And so, a passion.
Right. Yesterday I had Brother Ali Rashid, you're one of your partners, on yesterday. Yes, and we talked about the power of Kuji Chakalia, self-determination. And when you were just speaking of, we were talking about yesterday how it is so important for our children to get what they need from home first.
That's right.
Giving them those values that they will stand on, and when they move in the world, they're moving in a whole total different way. So we was just talking about that foundational, the values of what we were able to give and what our parents gave to us. And I was sharing that a lot of that is missing in the community now, is that we were talking about how the parents are tripping out, how they are now having to work and have their kids there. It was like, our ancestors had to do that for how long? And we tripping.
Right.
Even though we know circumstances are there and it ain't easy. Right. But however, when we were just talking about the resilience of why we're and the work that their blood, sweat, and tears, and their resilience and their faith, that's what we're standing on. So we have it inside of us. We just have to we have to be able to not let the world dictate what we should be doing, but definitely empowering our youth and family while they're at home with us. Go ahead.
Yes. So that's and I really enjoy cigars, like Brother Ali. We had I was at his house Sunday for his first cigar Benqueta smokeout. I enjoy a nice cigar to mellow out and by D Weezy time, like Mr. White 9 to 5, and I'm D Weezy from 501, because that's my self-care. I'm a certified life coach, and my niche is self-care. You have to be able to decompress and release whatever you're dealing with, so you can take care of you, so you can take care of your loved ones. Because if you're not right, how are you going to be right for your job or your loved ones? So you have to take care of yourself, and so I'm really into my self-care, and I don't let anything get away of that, because you only get one of you. You gotta make sure. You gotta make sure that temple's right.
I tell you, and you know what? You just led right on into my other question. The next question was about self-care. What do you do? What would you say for folks, empowering them about what they should do? And you just said it, but you can share more if you like.
Yes. Everybody's different.
Yes.
What works for me may not work for you. What works for you may not work for Miss Brown.
That's right.
What everyone should do is take some time every day if possible. If you can't do it every day, when you can, to just figure out what's the best way for you to decompress, figure out how you can relieve stress, because like they say, stress will bust a pipe. Okay?
Yes.
You have an aneurysm, a heart attack. Us black folks got all kind of stuff that, high hypertension and our diets and everything. We have to take time for self-care. So it might be it might be a walk in the park. It might be reading a book. Whatever works for you, I'm telling you, people who are watching this, you can work at a place for 30, 40 years, whatever. And if you drop dead on that job, they're going to put you in a little banker box.
They're going to give you 2 seconds of silence and move on.
And they're going to be gone. And you're going to be gone, and they're going to have somebody in there. So you have to take time for yourself to make sure that you are centered and you are well to take care of yourself so you can take care of your responsibility. And this is definitely a message for parents.
Yeah.
You got to make sure you're good so you can take care of your children. So that's the thing. Everybody needs to figure out something to do for self-care. And if you can't figure it out, you can call me.
That's right. Give him your telephone number.
I can be your life coach around self-care. You can reach me at rpicares.com or email me at dwight@rpicares.com, and I can be your life coach around self-care.
That's right. Well, this is your personal interview, and this is what you were supposed to do. You know, this is about you, and this is what B.H. Brilliant Minds and why we created this was for our stories to be told. And how better with honoring Juneteenth, because we couldn't do the outside celebration. However, we still gonna do a little something. We got something for them. But however, it was important for us to be able, the folks that's been with us, how do we bring them to the forefront that we can put it on our website, and it continues to go on, because this is what it's about. My next question was, you led into it too, so you right on time, brother. Was, did the profession that you're in or was in, did you choose it or did it choose you?
Oh, wow. You know what? It chose me. My goal was, when I went to college, I was going to be a mechanical drafter, right? And then I got there and realized I wasn't as strong in math that I needed to be. And I ended up changing my major to communications. Because I had started DJing when I was in the 7th grade.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. I've been DJing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I've been DJing since the 7th grade. I was one of the youngest professional DJs here in the Bay Area.
Wow.
And the youngest. I was in an organization called the PROS, the Professional Disco Programmers Association. I was the youngest member. Just to throw out some names that you might remember. You remember Michael Erickson?
Yes.
Yeah, he was members. I believe Kevin White from KBLX.
Yes.
All those guys were in there, and I was one of the youngest members. So I always had that as what I thought I was going to do. So I was doing that, and then I had left to move to Virginia. When I came back, I started coaching and realized that a lot of young men didn't have positive male role models.
Yes.
I was like, wow, I saw guys coming to pick up kids. They was drunk, they was high, they was talking to the kids crazy, and some of my players on my team was like, that ain't even my father, that's my mama boyfriend, and I don't even like him, and I was like, wow. So I started getting into the field working with youth, and it just I found out it was my passion.
Right.
Because first I was working in the computer field, and I left that field to get into this field, and it's been I've been in this field, over 25 years. My sisters laugh at me because when I was younger, they said I hated kids. So they still joke with me and say, I don't know how you ended up working with kids and people, because you didn't like kids and you didn't like people. I said, it was my calling, it's my passion,
Right.
But my sisters really give me a hard time about it. But it's in line with the family values, because my dad my dad's a businessman, so
Yeah.
he always go into business, but all of us ended up in like the social field. Two of my sisters were social workers. One of my sisters was a teacher, and my other sister worked with adults with developmental delays. So we all end up in the field of helping. You know,
wow.
So it just so happened like that.
That's right. Wayne, you know, I also wanted to ask you, you shared a little bit earlier about the importance of with what you're working with. I want to talk about both the other organizations you were saying. One is with doing the trafficking for, so tell me a little bit more about that one.
Okay, so years ago when I was with the McCullum Youth Court, I had a couple girls come to the program that are being trafficked. And it just hurt my heart. And so I tried to figure out how I could help these young ladies, but majority of the people that was harming these women were men. So I didn't figure out how I could do that. So I thought, I know how. I'll help them by helping the young men change their mindset about thinking that becoming an exploiter / pimp is an actual proper career path. So I created an 8-week curriculum that I've been doing, and it's about changing the thought process and the way men and boys view our queens. And so that's what I do with that. It's called the Gender Accountability Men's Empathy Program, aka GAME.
All right.
Play on words.
You're giving them the game.
Yes, exactly. Giving them a true game, because I'm going to just be honest. A lot of young men give a lot of false information from other men. Yeah. So this is what a man has to say to another young man or a boy or man. They have to hear from us that a lot of the stuff that you were taught about how to treat women and whatever, it's not right. And a man, sometimes there's some things another man and a boy has to hear from another man.
Come on now. That's right.
This is it. Because a lot of the resources are going towards the women, which it should be, right? But there was a piece missing that nobody was dealing with the men. So trying to help boys and men change their mindset around this issue. So that's what I do with my organization. It's called Realize Potential. I'm also an 8-year member of the Fatherhood Corps. And another program I'm with right now is the My Brother's Keeper Alliance.
Yes, share a little bit about that one too.
So I am one of 10 people in the country that have this position, the Community Impact Leader and Community Coordinator. We were all flown out to Chicago and trained, and then we were charged with going back in our communities to create change for our specific communities. And right now, through the Mentoring Center, and I'm collaborating with 100 Black Men of Oakland and a couple other agencies, that we're doing a leadership program for young men. And we're going to be giving them mentoring. We're going to be exposing them to different type of careers, and just trying to build a foundation of just a good soul for these young men. Because a lot of these young men are their fathers are absent from the home.
Yes.
So, but every young man could use a little mentoring, even if they have a good role model at home. You know, every young man could use some positive reinforcement from another positive man.
That's right. Yeah. And you know, by you saying that is so critical, that we have men talking to the men and men talking to the young men.
That's right.
Because like you said, I have a son, you know, but he and his father and I were not together, but I never and would never not let him not see his father. because I can only give him something as a woman. I don't know hey, I couldn't talk to him about no man, nothing, you know. So to me, I would encourage other women to, even if you have an issue with the fathers, please don't bring your children into it, or even vice versa. The kid had nothing to do with what you were doing with the parent. And at one point you loved them. You did love the person. Yeah. You know, but
love something they was doing.
Yeah, exactly. So we have to make sure that we are making sure that we are not going to be in the midst and let the even though they think that you know, sometimes people use the kids against, and that's not cool. And then you teaching your kid how to manipulate and then when you catch them, then you get mad at what they're doing. But a lot of that they learn from you because of what they see you doing with the father, and then they hear your conversation. I'm one that believes kids shouldn't be listening to what grown folks talking about.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. I believe when I was growing up, and now I understand why they did it that way, is that no, when we're grown folks talking, you go somewhere else in the other part of the house, in another room, and you be with the other kids, or you be with whatever. And then we have a lot of the families now, these young kids know a whole lot of something they have no business knowing at their ages. And you put them, to me, in more harm's way when you are having them listening. You think they're not listening, but they listening and soaking up everything you're saying.
Everything. Yeah.
Everything. You know, and it's our responsibility and it's our duty. You can call me old school, you can call me what you want, but I do understand that it works because you're allowing a child to be a child.
That's right.
Let them grow up being a child. Don't make them, you know, you even see people having babies on shoes and want to put their clothes on, having street clothes. That baby, all that baby needs to have is a doggone one of them little onesies.
A onesie and some socks.
Onesies and some socks. And that's it. But
and they got on Jordans. They got on belt. I'm like, what? Right. That child will grow out that in 2 weeks.
Exactly. And then they're little gristles. They don't have bones. So, you know, you deforming their bones and stuff like that. It's a whole lot that I get it. You have them and you want to show them off, whatever the case may be. Right. But let kids be kids.
Yeah,
let them.
I'm saying this jokingly, but I need to create a workshop called home training.
Hey, I'm with you on that. Look, I'll be a part of that.
We need to get together.
I'll be one of your consultants.
Have a class called Good Old Home Training. Everybody knows God.
Well, you know what? I think you should do it. You know, this is what this show is about. And this is what B.H. Brilliant Minds is about. And that's why we want to make sure we honor our community, is that because when we have conversations, it's just not having a conversation. An idea comes from a conversation.
Well,
you may say something, I may something, and
let's do it. We're gonna collaborate. We're gonna do that. We're gonna call it.
I'm with it.
Yeah.
I am with it. I am so with it. So the next question that I have
is a very good idea, and it's gonna be a lot of people signing up.
Yeah,
a lot of them is
a whole lot of people need it because a whole lot of people ain't got it.
Right, and they need that help. They need that guidance because you know them grandmas and great grandmas and great grandmas is not there to teach them. So I believe a whole lot of folks will sign up for that because they're hungry for it. A lot of them want to do the right thing. They know deep down inside that that they're doing some kind of damage to their kid, but they don't know what. Mm-hmm. So a class like that or training like that, oh my God, it will just open up a whole new life for the youth, the young adults, because they'll be, you know, someone who cares is going to teach them the basics and the foundation of life.
And you know,
that sounds good.
Go ahead.
And I was saying, Mel, what the foundation of what we're talking about is love.
Yes.
You know, it's that good old
Fashion love.
Down home love that you got to get from the house first.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
First, you know, we have to. You don't build a house on sand.
Come on now.
You have to make a strong foundation to build that house on, and your children is that house. And you build that foundation. You teach them up, you build them up, and when you open that door and they step their feet out of there, they have that foundation that you provided them with first. That when they go out there in that world, they have it as their armor. Because I know what's right and wrong that my parents taught me at home, that good old home training, down home training, right?
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people are sending their children out the house without. Right?
That's right.
And it's causing problems in the community. And we need to come together and really do something like that. I mean, you know, I was saying it jokingly, but, you know.
You were speaking it into existence.
You know, we need to give them some good old down home love.
Hey.
Good old home training. And
that's right. That's what it's about.
Much better.
That's right. And so my other question for you would be, what would you like to create, share, or give to the world for your legacy? And that's my last question.
Oh, wow.
I know it's a lot, but you know.
No. I'm working on that right now. You know, talking to you, you know,
Okay.
For my legacy, I just want to be able to, when I'm gone, somebody can say, you know, Mr. White did this or Darren did that, and it's continuing on. Just like talking about creating this class about, you know, good old home training, you know, and, you know, helping stop, you know, helping end human trafficking.
Yes.
I've had a lot of families. I've touched a lot of families over the years, and I bumped into some kids that I was working with who are now adults and parents, and they say, hey, Mr. White, you know, I remember when you told me A, B, and C, and you were right, and, you know, I did it or I didn't do it, and I bumped my head, but now I know that type of stuff. So I want to be able to have, when I'm not here anymore, someone could say that, you know, I was here, and, you know, Eddie and Maxine did okay with Darren White, you know.
That's right.
And that's all I can do. My father's 86 years old. I talk to him often. And, you know, he's proud of me. He loves me. And pretty much, you know, he's done right by me, and I've done right by my children. And I'm trying to do right by the community. And just trying to be a stand-up black brother in the town, you know. Because everybody talks bad about black men in Oakland, and I don't listen to that. If you really dig deeper, it's a whole lot of good brothers out here, and there's a whole lot of good people in Oakland.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, did any of the other ladies have anything to ask Darren or share, chime in on?
Please, I'm an open book, except for about the 5 pages in the middle that you can't know nothing about.
Well, I just want to commend on the program for human trafficking. Growing up where I grew up, and being under the certain circumstances that I was under, I have to wonder if I could have fallen into that, or if that could have happened to me. I've heard people say, oh, you should go back and do da-da-da-da-da, but I don't like where I'm from. So that keeps me from going back. So I do good everywhere else, just not there. My background also is in child development and working with adults with special needs and all that, which is my passion. And so I do kids and special needs and seniors. These adults on their own, you know, they're going to have to figure it out. So it's just best for me to deal with the group that, you know.
Right. I understand.
and have a rapport with and all that, as opposed to, you know, a bunch of people that, you know, want to judge me because of where I am or don't want to listen because they think they know best.
Mm-hmm.
So I just play to my strengths and, you know,
right. That's right.
prey on my weaknesses. So I just want to commend you on that part of what you do and that being part of your legacy, because that is what's needed. And we always say, or my pastors say, you know, when Adam gets it right, the rest of the world will fall into place. So we as women have had to step up into those roles because our Adams, for whatever reason, whether gang life, prison life, done been killed, whatever, you know, just deadbeat because of deadbeats, or, you know, afraid to, you know, step into the role and be, you know, the dad or whatever they need to be, because, like, you know, they don't have the tools, because, like you said, the young men are getting the wrong information from men who have the wrong information. But
Correct.
somebody had to give that man the wrong information.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So
yeah.
the cycle just continues until somebody say, let me
Right there.
show you another way. Let me teach you a different way. And then being receptive to, hey,
right.
Because, you know, we raise our kids to live a certain way and all that, and then they get grown and see these other glitz and glamour, what they think is glitz and glamour, and want to go down that road. And like you said, bump their head one too many times to be like, oh, okay, well, clearly I'm not good at that, so I need to do something different.
Yes.
But it's not until they bump their head, because we can tell them till we blue in the face.
That's right.
You know,
that's right.
Go right, don't go left. If they want to go left, that's what they're going to do once they get to be an adult.
Mm-hmm.
And they have to learn those things on their own to be able to come back. But like you said, having a foundation, they have the opportunity to come back to something,
right.
as opposed to, you know, building that house on the sand, then it all washes away, you know, when the tide comes up, and then they have
that's
nothing
right.
to go back to. So
right.
I think that's very important. And, you know, and part of y'all's segment of this home training, it should probably be a side note, common sense ain't so common.
That's right. That's right.
You know, the things that you think they should know, they have no clue about. And then they looking at you like you crazy, like, well, like you don't know this?
Right.
So I just want to commend you and thank you for, you know, speaking your truth and being here for us to be able to hear and gain some wisdom and gain some encouragement that all is not lost in our black men. I have 3 black boys, you know, 4 black boys, excuse me, I have 4. You know, that I'm responsible for. So, and, you know, me being a woman can, again, only teach them so much. They have to have that male component, you know, somewhere in there.
Thank you, Ms. Brown. And if their age is 15 to 25, we have spaces in our leadership program for the MBJ. So we need some more members.
This is what it's about. That's right.
They actually, well, most of them are in that age range. Yeah.
Where's it located at, you said? Where is this program located at?
Darren, where's the program?
Right now, it's of course all going to be virtual because it was going to be at the Mentoring Center office. But it's going to have to go. Mentoring
Center where?
It was going to be at the Mentoring Center's location at Preservation Park. But now it's going to be virtual. We're going to be starting it up next month.
Well, you know, even though starting it with a virtual, and then once everything, God allows it to for it to get better, then you know, we will be able to move in a space in a whole different way, and then appreciating stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we're going to start virtual, and then once it starts opening up, we have some outings that we plan to take the young men on, because like I said, I'm collaborating with the 100 Black Men. They just received some funding for the 49ers, and they're going to be pairing some of the young men up with some of the athletes.
Good.
And so we're going to be out in the community once it opens up a little bit.
Well, give your information again, Darren, for folks can contact you too.
Yes. They can contact me by email at dwight@rpicares.com. And you can check out my nonprofit, which is called Realize Potential. And the website is www.rpicares.com. And I can also be reached at the Mentoring Center, and my email there is dwight@mentor.org.
Mm-hmm. And then we'll make sure that they get the other information too. I can, as you said, verbally said it, but I can get that information over to them. So, with your parting last words, what would you like to say to in your personal interview? Interview. Yeah, interview. But you know what? Look, this is how we do. We creators. You just talked about creating something. So what did I say? Bavay? So look, now you know how we do. If we was to start this, somebody else gonna call it something too.
That's right. That interview. That means the end of your interview and end of your day. Interview.
See? You write that down. You keep that because that's a part of your legacy. That's our thing.
That was good. Yeah.
But this is what it's about. This is what it is about. But go ahead, D.
What I like to say is we're living in very turbulent times right now, and I did not believe at 55 that my children and our community would still be going through things, racial things, and injustices that my parents and our parents and things that when I was growing up seeing, I thought we would be much farther than this. And we have, as a people, we have to come together. It's not time to be worried about who has this and who has that. We have to come together like a fist. Yes. Right? We have to come together because numbers brings power. It's about all of us. And we just got to start getting back to that old Southern love that we got to be. It's all of us. All of us are in this, So I just challenge my community and my people to love each other, come together, because you see what we're dealing with right now. This is 2020. And if you have younger children, you want this world to be better. And it has to start with home, us, our community, and we have to protect and each other and love each other. And that's how I want to leave it, with love. We have to love each other because I love all my people. Some of y'all might get on my nerves, but I still love you.
Right. Almost definitely get on nerves, but I still love you.
I got some nieces. I say, I don't like you, but I love you.
But right.
Because I don't like their behaviors, but you know what I mean? But I still love them, and so I'll leave it at that.
And you know what? I did want to share about what you were just saying about the NAACP. So we're gonna most definitely we need to make sure that our young folks learn more about the NAACP and be involved. We need them. It's their turn. It's their turn now to be involved in that. Go ahead.
There's a youth program and the youth division of the Oakland chapter. It's they can get youth can get involved, and they got a whole bunch of educational programs that the kids are involved in. They got little scholarships, all kind of stuff. Yeah. So there's a lot of stuff that we as the Oakland chapter and the NAACP have to do a better job of getting back out in the community and letting the community know what we're doing. And we really were doing that and starting to hit it hard, and then as COVID hit, and it kind of puts a lot of stuff back like everything. But the NAACP is still here and thriving. Anybody who wants to get involved, just go to the Oakland chapter's website and take a look at what we're doing and doing.
Wow. Well, Mr. Darren White, brother Darren White, I can call you that because you are my brother. I just want to say, on the behalf of B.H. Brilliant Minds Project, Inc., we are definitely inviting everybody to celebrate us, the Juneteenth 196 special 2020 edition. And our theme for what we're standing on is we are the breath of our ancestors. We will never break because we are history shakers and makers. And this is in honor of acknowledging that Black culture, Black minds, Black breath, and Black lives matter. And we are saying it loud because we are Black and we are proud. And we want
Black
to give,
and we are proud.
Yes, right. And we want to give a thank you and ownership to our sponsor for allowing us to do this. And it is the Winrow Fund of the Common Council Foundation. We want to thank them for allowing us to do the Juneteenth virtually. And you can check out this interview on our website, www.bhbrilliantminds.org.